Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Craigellachie 13-year-old. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Craigellachie 13. I recently did a whisky challenge video which was my top 5 whiskies, and Craigellachie 13 was my Scotch whisky pick. So I thought I'd do a review of it as I haven't covered it on my channel before. Craigellachie 13 is a 13-year-old single malt Scotch whisky from Speyside. It's 46% ABV, it's natural colour and non-chill filtered, and retails for just under £50. Shall we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. Right, so before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like an old gold. Obviously there is potential batch variation with Craigellachie 13 as it is natural colour. Let's start with the nose. Right, so the first thing I get with this is cloves. There really is a nice sort of spicy note to this. There's a hint of cinnamon. There's like a sour apple juice note. Reminds me of like green apple skins. There's some sweetness in there as well, like a hint of vanilla custard. And there's also a slight savoury note, almost meaty. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so the first thing I get with this is heat. It's not too hot, but there is some heat and there is some like spiciness to this. The spiciness is like a pepper, like almost like a white pepper. Really is not too hot, a little bit of a tingle, and it's a lovely way to start this dram. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so on the second sip, that heat and pepper has started to dissipate a little. And what I'm getting now is smoke. There really is a nice sort of woody smoke note in there. There's the cloves that I picked up on the nose. There's also that cinnamon, really is that nice sort of baking spices. I'm getting that apple peel again, which is really nice. It doesn't taste artificial, this sort of apple note. It does taste like fresh fruit. And like I was getting a savoury note on the nose, there is that sort of umami note on the palate, which is really quite nice. And then after that, there's a touch of salt, which is really nice, almost like sea salt. It really is a tasty whiskey. In terms of finish, I'd say it's long. There's like some sweet wood, some pepper, and there is that sort of slightly spicy clove note which I picked up on both the nose and the palate. In terms of value, well, this is a 13-year-old single malt whiskey. They've only been producing the whiskey since 2014, I believe, so not that long. The Craigellachie name sort of disappeared for some time, but this whiskey is punchy, it's bold. I like the fact that it's got an unusual age statement. All of Craigellachie's whiskies have odd numbers as far as I'm aware, and that 46% makes it taste a little bit hotter. I'd say it tastes more like a 50% whiskey, and some may be inclined to add some water to it. There is a really good combo of sweet, smoke, savoury. It really does work for my palate indeed. And the fact that I chose this as the only Scotch whisky I could probably buy, I'm not a big peat fan, and the smoke that's in this is just enough to sort of, you know, sort of alleviate the need to reach for a peaty whiskey. Obviously, if you're a peat fan, this may not be up your street, but if it is, I'll put a link in the description as always. And if you enjoyed this and don't already, please consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you for the next one. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment? And please consider subscribing for more videos like this.